Create or Die is my brand, okay? And is anybody marketing major in here? Anybody? So if you know anything about marketing and branding, branding lives inside the minds of your customer, okay? So I created a moniker that would kind of represent what I believe in and a fundamental truth in life and in career guidance. I created this moniker called Create or Die, and what it represents is a fundamental truth that in life, if you are not the creative, proactive, intentional agent in your life and in your career, you're gonna live a life that's given to you. And to me, that's not a life worth living, okay? I'm a very ambitious person. I'm a very type A, like goal driven, like very like go after what I want, cause I'm from humble beginnings. Like they say, we got it out the mud. Y'all know what that mean? Okay, so we came and we got it out the mud. So you're gonna see my journey. You're gonna see everything that I learned, I taught myself, okay? And that's what we noobs say, that's how we pimp or die, okay? So anyway, we got a lot to cover. We got some exercises in here. When we get to the end, I got some homework assignments for y'all, okay? All right. So what is a trainer, a healthy chef, and a director of a video company all have in common? Does anybody know? Oh, and he's also a counselor at the same time. So let me kind of backtrack. Okay, so in college, as you can see, no facial, well, it's my younger days. At Texas State University, I started training. I was full-time by the time I was a junior, working 30 to 35 hours a week. And I was in that career because I had lost some weight right after high school, kind of started feeling myself. My personal trainer was like, hey, you should make some money, being training while you're in school, okay? So I studied sports science, and at the time, and it's important because it's hard to be what you can't see, okay? And we always are limited about what we want to do based on what we know is available to us. So at the time, this is what I thought was available to us. Nobody in my family had ever went to school. Trainer was like, hey, you should be a trainer. So I became a trainer, and I was training. That's it. And I did that for 3 to 4 years. I did that actually for 6 years. I had a boot camp called Rockstar Fit Camps. Before we had like iPods and everything, we had a live DJ with the boot camp, like Camp Gladiator. You heard of Camp Gladiator? So we used to have like a live DJ, and we were out there playing like Gucci Mane, and we were like working out to that. That was our lane. And so I got tired of that. But my people was like, hey man, I like your food. Can you make some of your meal preps that you make? And I'm like a hustler, so I'm like, okay, cool. So I started 2 companies. I stopped the training, and I started 2 new companies called Healthy Meals at Work. It was a healthy catering company. So we delivered healthy meals to businesses. And then I started a company called Enjoy Kitchen, was a meal prep company. Y'all know what meal prep is? Black people been doing it a long time, but some other people figured out and they call it meal prep, right? All right, meal prep, all right? So I started a meal prep company, and that was good. So I did that for about 3 years, okay? And then I got burnt out on that. 2 different stages of my life. One, I did it because somebody presented it to me. And the second one, I did it because money was there, okay? So some of y'all may have chosen certain things because of those things. And then finally, I got to my lane where I am now, where I really sat down and got to the crux of what am I really about and what do I want my lifestyle to be. And I matched that, and I literally decided I'm gonna follow entrepreneurs and start a video production company. And then within 3 years in February, I'm already full-time, okay? And I already hit my financial goals, all right? I did 300 videos last year, and I'm nice. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nice. I'm nice, okay? And during this whole time, I was also a high school counselor, okay? Anybody know what a college and career center is in high school? Okay, that was me. I was Mr. Haywood. I was the college guy. So I helped you do your FAFSA, your Applied Texas if you went to Texas, if you went to a Texas high school. That was me. Probably the only black male college and career counselor in Texas. And I'm proud of what I did, and I did it my way with my earrings in, listening to trap music at my desk. And that's how I did it. And I just kept it real. I kept it real. Okay. So I say all this to lead to my journey that has had a lot of twists and turns. But let's get into what we're going to actually cover today. We're going to cover a big issue right now called the quarter life crisis. How many of y'all are older than 23? Younger than 23? Okay, cool. Good, perfect. All right, becoming a dark horse. We're going to talk about this Harvard study called the Dark Horse Project. We're going to talk about the future of work in 2030. And there's a McKinsey report talking about how blacks by 2030 are about to get real messed up about automation and artificial intelligence. It's very interesting, but it's also kind of scary because the workforce that y'all are about to enter is totally different, okay? What actually determines careers, success in careers, okay? What makes people satisfied at work? I'm talking about science. What the science says makes people satisfied at work. We're going to look at how to build career capital, and then we're going to break down some myths that I got to make sure I dispel. And then at the end, again, I have 2 homework assignments. I'm going to give a Google link, and you're going to put that, and I'm going to send it to you after we leave. Because I am doing video, I am recording this audio and video. And so I will also have this presentation on audio and video if you want to get that as well, okay? All right, 2016, y'all, was a bad year for me, okay? It was a bad year. At this particular time, I found myself on my Aunt Sandra's couch, okay? I was sleeping on the couch because I just broke my lease, so I didn't want to break my lease, but I broke my lease because the mother of my child and I got into a big argument and we ended things there. And I didn't have a place to go like she did. She could go back to her parents. My mom said, I can't come back. So I had to go find a place to live. And at this time, I was also laid off because I got laid off while I was moving closer to my job. I got laid off in the U-Haul moving my stuff. Okay. They were like, we're making a shift in the company. We like you. We're moving in a different direction. So I'm broke. My family's messed up. And again, for the driven and the ambitious, that really just kind of hurts you a little bit different because you feel like I'm the hustler. I'm the dude who always, working, grinding. Why is this happening to me? I thought if I did A, B, and C, life was just it was going to be how y'all told me. I've been told some lies. So it was a very trying time in my life. And it points to what a lot of us will experience, and statistics show it's very likely that y'all will experience what I had, and it's called the quarter life crisis. Now, what exactly is a midlife crisis? What is that? Does anybody know?
It's like when people around their 40s or 50s realize they hate their job and they've just kind of been doing what they got to do for their family, and they weren't able to cater to themselves because that wasn't necessarily taught.
Yeah, they could have had kids early. The kids may have left the nest, or they just kind of hit a wall, and they're just like, you know what, I need to change. I may go get a Harley Davidson. I might start doing twerk classes or something, or may get a yoga certification. I'm just not happy with how things are. Okay, can somebody read this first paragraph right here? Nice and loud. Go ahead, sir.
The quarter-life crisis is a period of uncertainty and questioning that typically occurs when people feel trapped, uninspired, and disillusioned during their mid-20s to early 30s.
Great. Trapped, uninspired, and disillusioned. Do you know what disillusion means? Disillusion means when you get what you thought you wanted and you didn't like it. When you climb the ladder and you realize the ladder is leaning against the wrong wall. And that can really suck if you've been preparing and you got a college degree in something and you come to find out that you really don't like it as much as you thought you did. Happens all the time. All the time. Second paragraph. Can somebody read that one for me? Sure.
According to The Guardian, the quarter-life crisis affects 86% of millennials who report being bogged down by insecurities, disappointments, loneliness, and depression. Millennials, it's less of a question if you will experience a quarter-life crisis than it is a question of when.
Now, I hope this presentation, we can help you avoid this. But studies show this is a real thing. Has anybody ever heard of a quarter-life crisis before? It's a real thing, y'all. It's a real thing. Because we've been given this contract, okay? Now, whether you've been explicitly told this Find your passion, go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a good job, have a good life. That's the contract, right? Whether it's been explicitly told to you or not, has this been at least inferred to you in some way, directly or indirectly? Absolutely. But the studies show, and I'm not trying to depress you, but this is a LinkedIn study. Now, this is right around the corner, y'all, okay? Like y'all about to be 25 in a little bit, okay? And I'm not old. How old y'all think I am? 32. 32. I just turned 32. All right, so 59% unsure what to do next in life. 54% frustrated about career options. Not earning enough. Not having enough money to buy a house. That sucks. Stuck in a rut. Haven't traveled enough. Y'all about that passport life yet? Once you get on that passport life, it's a whole nother, it's another level, okay? Under pressure to get married and have a baby. Haven't achieved personal goals. Not yet pursuing the career I want. So this is the quarter life crisis happening, and it's happening all the time. So what we have to do, and what this presentation is gonna do, we're gonna break down a lot of myths, and we're gonna give you some strategy to kind of make sure that you're not here in a couple of years, okay? All right, let's get going. So first, let's look at the Dark Horse Project, okay? The Dark Horse Project is a longitudinal study done by two Harvard professors, Dr. Todd Rose and Ogi Ogas, okay? And what this study was looking at was people who were successful and fulfilled in their career. And the interesting thing about this project is the participants in it who were doing very well in their career, they were like, you shouldn't study me because my path was like, I wouldn't recommend it for other people because I went like the roundabout way, or I kind of taught myself, or I had a lot of bumps in the road. So I wouldn't advise you to use me as an example. But the great thing about this is it really showed that the new norm and the new way to approach career guidance is, and I put it in bold, harnessing your individuality, okay? So what I mean by that is we've been told, get good at things that society says you should get good at because you will have a job. You should study engineering because You should study nursing because nursing, you always get a job. And I noticed I was the career guidance counselor. That was me, okay? And now the Dark Horse Project says these people who are successful got good in the things that they care about, that mean a lot to them, okay? I wanted to tell stories. I taught myself video. I didn't go to film school, okay? But now I'm doing film and I'm about to shoot my first documentary, okay? So these projects and these stories mean a lot to me. So we have to understand that school was in many ways kind of made for the average and just like the standard type of person. It wasn't really meant to bring out that individuality. Does anybody ever felt like school really just kind of didn't bring it out of you like you really felt? And I don't know about you, but in college, honestly, I learned more and I got more from the organizations I was in than the actual schools I was in. Black Men United, Black Student Alliance, Capitals, CEO, College Entrepreneur Organization, all those things made my college experience way better than the grades. I don't even remember a lot of that stuff, to be honest. And as you see now, I don't study exercise. I do nothing in exercise sports science. I do work out 3-4 times a week. But other than that, I'm not in that lane at all, okay? So the biggest thing with this project, it is it said, you have to know your micro motives. So let's do a little exercise right now and let's uncover those. All right. I got 60 values on the screen right now. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes. I need you to pick 5. I need you to pick 5. Ready, set, go. I need you to pick 5. And if you get 5 quicker than the time I've allotted, I need you to start putting them in order. So there's no right or wrong answer. This is what matters to you. This is what you value as a person. Okay? If you see something on here, if you don't see something on here, you can write your own. Okay, would anybody be willing to share those 5 things? Let's hear it.
Okay, so I put faith, relationships, health, happiness, and wealth in that order as well.
Okay, good. Who else got it in? Or, well, you don't have to have it in order. Let's get 2 more people. 2 more. Yes, ma'am.
I chose health, peace, spirituality, and excellence.
Okay. By the way, this is a great exercise to do with your significant other when I break down how to do it. Trust me. Okay, let's get 1 more. Yes, ma'am.
I said self-confidence, communication, creativity, and passion.
Okay. Now, according to the Dark Horse study, this is the beginning of where it all starts. But what's important, and I need you to make sure you understand this, studies show it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Say that again. It's not what you do that makes you fulfilled. It's how you do it. Meaning, as long as you get those values that you written down, technically, it doesn't matter how you do it. My 5 are like creativity and expression, growth. So when I'm doing videos for a podcast for entrepreneurs and they sit and talk, I'm listening. So I did like a project with a millionaire real estate agent, and she wanted to do a course on how to flip houses. I sat there and I listened to it because I'm recording a video. So I'm learning how to do real estate. She's my new client now. And we just closed the $8,000 contract. I was like, yes, yeah, yeah. So growth, love is important to me. So I can get that through video, but I also got it through being a trainer in a sense. It doesn't necessarily matter what you do. You just need to make sure what you do provides the things that you put on the list. Does that make sense? And if it doesn't, you need to find. Now, this is the key thing. You can still be in the right field, but not in the exact right place to get your values met. So if I was doing video for people that I didn't like or in topics that I didn't like, I still wouldn't be happy because I still have to express my values, not somebody else's values. Does that make sense? So eventually I want to get paid to make the shit that I want. I want to get paid to make my documentaries. Okay. I want to do this documentary on HBCU bands. Like it's just like in my head. I just want to do it all on that. So that's like nobody telling me what they want. It's my edit. I do what I want to do. You know what I mean? So anyway, this is where it starts. Now for the homework assignment, you're going to break down each one of those 5 things. You have to ask yourself why with those 3 times. What you're going to find, like gentleman right here, what's your name? Xavier. Xavier had loyalty on his, right? You had loyalty. So something happened or just something with your values, loyalty is important to you. And I want you to ask why. Something could have happened in your life, maybe not. I don't know. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong, but we have to uncover the real reason because you value money for a reason. You value love for a reason, and you have to uncover it because just knowing this is not enough. You have to know when I uncover that expression is important to me, I have to know that the real reason why is because of my childhood and kind of how I had a lonely kind of childhood. And I have to know that myself, when I don't express myself through my creative outlets, I feel clogged mentally. Okay. So we really have to uncover those. So that's the first thing. We have to understand your values and your micro motives. Okay. So that's the homework assignment number 1. I'll get to that in a little bit. Okay. We have to know your micro motives. No more I'm just going to do the career because somebody else told me, okay? Because studies show, trust me, when you get to 35, 36, 37, what's going to happen? The quarter life crisis because you was doing what somebody else told you to do, okay? So you might as well just get started right now, okay? All right, let's go next. What are these things? Do y'all know what this is? Y'all heard of Amazon Go?
It's a store.
It's a store. What kind of store is it? It's a special store. It's a store that has no employees. Have y'all heard of this? No. This thing is crazy. Like with your phone, you walk in and knows you're in, and you just grab a sandwich and walk out, and it bills you. Crazy. Okay? This is real. All right? Amazon Go. This is already out. This is a real store. Okay? Y'all already know them self-checkout counters. Y'all already seen them. Y'all already know, or I don't know, McDonald's is already playing around with cashiers. Okay? And don't let them pass this $15 minimum wage. Everybody getting fired. Everybody getting fired. We say we want $15 minimum wage. I don't know. That's tough. Uber, the self-driving car. They put a pause on this a little bit because they just had somebody die. But it's happening. I guarantee you it's happening. And I love one of my favorite candidates for the presidency. I love Andrew Yang. I love a lot of the stuff that he's saying. And he talked about in this interview how they're already playing around with a self-driving 18-wheeler.
Oh, no.
And they got it so cold. Y'all, that they can have somebody in a computer when you in the city where it's harder to drive. But on the highway, it just goes straight. It just goes straight. I mean, that's what they say. I don't know, y'all. That's what they do. Huh?
They have more success with that than Uber.
Yeah, I would think it's easier to do an 18-wheeler than the Uber because you just making all those stops and turns. If you just driving from Austin to Dallas, just get on 35 and just, I would honestly think that was easier. That's happening. What is this? I know what this is because I got one. What's that? It's a drone. Amazon. Okay, they already playing around with this technology, okay? And people think, well, hey, okay, cool. These are like jobs that I'm not working. Well, studies show these robots and this artificial intelligence and this automation is in algorithms as well is coming in every single field. Every single field. It's affecting video, the field that I'm in. It's affecting education, the one that I left. And so we have to be mindful of these things. So here's some quick job trends we should know. This is the biggest one. Artificial intelligence automation is happening. You need to go Google artificial intelligence automation in blah, blah, blah industry. You need to know. You need to know. So you're not preparing for a job that's not there anymore. Okay? You have to know that. Google it. I guarantee you there's a report on it. Number 2. Now people are tired of compartmentalizing their life. We don't want to feel like we got to work and then we got life. We want to feel like there's a seamless blend between who you are and what you do. Okay. I would make videos if it was free, and I do. I create content, and you can follow me on Instagram at the end. Okay. So there's no I don't need a happy hour at the end of my day, okay? Because I like what I do, okay? So people now want their company and their work integrated in who they are. They want their values that we talked about present in what they do every day, right? You don't want to just work for a company who's not, on the same page with you. So this is also what's going on. Number 3, impermanence. What does that mean? That means jobs are going to start contracting out a lot of stuff. That's good for me because I'm a video person. I don't want to work for you. I just want you to pay me and I can leave. So that's cool for me. So contractors, independent contractors coming in for consulting and leaving. So companies are going to start bringing you in. And the good news of that, the bad news of that is things like insurance. Yeah, trust me. Yeah. Insurance, things like that. Yeah. That's the downside. Okay, I'm working for myself now, so my kid went to the doctor. He was like $400. Yeah, it's crazy. So mobility, y'all are gonna move jobs probably minimum 5 times. It's gonna happen. Company culture, we talked about it a little bit. Y'all want to work for a dope company. Y'all want to work for a company that got the slide in it and stuff like that. And they do happy hours together and they got, all that type of stuff like that. That's cool. If I was going to work for somebody, which I don't want to, but if I was to work for somebody, I would want that type of company culture. And then finally, lean and agile companies. So now there's a shift in business, and a lot of businesses don't want to get big. They want to stay small because there's a value to being able to move. And if you ever work with a big company or even with a school, they so slow on everything. And you can miss the opportunity by being slow. But a small agile team, the marketing company that I work with, we'd be like, hey man, we should start a podcast. And we started a podcast like the next week. We went out and bought mics and we just did it. We called some people and then we just moved fast. And so companies are seeing the benefit of being small. That means that they will also lay your ass off. Okay? Okay, because now with technology and everything, they gonna get every single thing they can out of you for that pay. Okay? So it's important that we remain valued to the marketplace. Now, there was a study that just came out, a McKinsey report, and it said that African Americans, so out of the top 10 professions that are going to disappear and the top 10 professions that are coming in, Black people essentially are overrepresented in the ones that are going away and underrepresented in the ones that are coming in, the ones that are like booming. So by 2030, our unemployment rate is going to be really bad. It's going to be really, really bad. These are the things you need to be pressing your presidential candidate about. What do you want to do about this? We're not doing this. We're not saying, what you going to do for me? Okay, because you got to hold them accountable to something. Okay, so it says African Americans are overrepresented in occupations likely to be affected most by automation. Okay, and those professions, I got a little chart. So this is where, I'm not saying this is where y'all going to be, but us as a people in general, the professions that are going to be affected the most by automation are food, retail, food, and office support. Those are the biggest ones. And when you put office support, you can put like customer service stuff, like being on the phone. Like, well, I don't know if y'all know, like, like when you call your phone company, you want to pay your bill and you got somebody on the phone, what do you call them? Customer service representative. There we go. Okay. Those are where we're at in disproportionate numbers. Those are leaving. Okay. And y'all know y'all get them phone calls all the time. If you got the iPhone, say scam likely, where a computer is talking to you, and until you talk, then it'll send you to a person. That's automation as well. And then we're underrepresented in some of the most booming fields. Educator and workforce training. Now, just because it's here doesn't mean it pay good though. I'm just saying that, okay? Because a home care aide, is totally different than a nurse. Well, it's not totally different, but the pay demands are different. Legal professionals, property maintenance and agriculture, creative arts and management, big time right now for the creators. It's like prime real estate right now. So I can send you this report. This will also be in the homework assignment. We got to make sure we research our field and make sure you're not preparing for a job that's not going to be there. Okay. You got to make sure you do that. Okay. There's going to be an assessment in the homework assignment that's going to put you in one of these 4 categories. Okay. When I took the test, I'm going to be in the yellow world where humans come first. You got the green world where companies care. The bottom is kind of for people who are going to work for somebody. And the top are kind of for people who are kind of a little bit more either working in a startup or on their own. Okay. But it's too much to explain and I don't want to go over it. It's a very simple test and then it's going to give you a report. So if you fall in the red, it's going to give you a lengthy report of where you fall. And it's going to tell you how to stay relevant in that world. Okay. So I only needed, I read the whole thing, but I am in the yellow world. So I really needed to drive home what's going on in the yellow world where me as a creative, but also when I was in education, I was in the yellow world. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that you fill it out. I'm sending out the homework Sunday. So I'm gonna give y'all time to procrastinate. I'm probably say Monday and I'll probably do one more wave on Wednesday. After that, you're gonna have to email me or something, okay? Because I don't have a notification on when the Google form gets a new one, okay? So number 2, we have to understand workforce trends in your areas. So with number 1 and number 2, we had a homework assignment, right? And y'all gonna take that after you leave, okay? All right, now let's actually look at what determines success. Does anybody know who this lady is right here? Somebody know. Miss who? Claudette Colvin. What did Miss Claudette Colvin do?
She found the bus and she was a young girl. She was, I think she was pregnant. Yeah, she was pregnant. It wasn't respectable enough, so they're like, yeah.
She pretty much did the same thing Rosa Parks did like 9 months earlier. The same thing. The difference between her is she was 15 and she was the secretary of the NAACP. So the narrative and what you know about Claudette Colvin and what you know about Rosa Parks is totally different. And that goes to prove my next slide, okay? Because what this show is, what you do is not always enough, okay? It's more to that. So there's this guy by at University of Connecticut, Albert Barabasi, and he wrote this great book. Great book. This is the second book I put on here. And what he did, he's a network scientist. Is anybody here in network science? A network scientist is like a data person. So he looked at success from a numbers base, not just like, the cliche type stuff. And there's 3 big points that I want to bring up. And this is very important. You need to write this down. You got to get this. When success is measurable, performance drives success, okay? When is performance measurable? Like a sport or in sales, or when it's very objective, pretty much if you do a lot and you do well, that determines your success. But when success is not measurable, what determines success? Networks, okay? This is very, very important. What this says is you can be the best in your field. You can be the best in your field. But if you do not have the network, you will not have the success, okay? Now we have to make sure we understand success is defined by us, not you. We get to define success, the group at large, not you. Success is a group concept, not an individual concept, okay? That's very important to believe, okay? So if you think you cold on your graphic design, or you think you nice on the videos, but we don't resonate with it and nothing happens, are you really successful? You know what I'm saying? It's all about the feedback that you get with it, okay? So I can perform and do well and make a good video for me, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's successful, okay? So if you're in any field, so if you're in any creative or anything that's just not where you can't count success, your stress when you get out of school and even now is you need to have the best network, period. Best network. Okay? Because certain circles will reward your work. So my whole goal for 2020 is like, okay, my videos are nice. Now, where do I need to place my videos? Online? And what circles do I need to place my videos so that it takes off? Because if I put it in the wrong circle, it's not going to be appreciated right. Does that make sense? So, and I'm not talking about just like network. I'm talking about like, you have to make sure that it's a strategic network, meaning everybody who knows you doesn't weigh the same, okay? So this is very important to realize. And it says there is no success without performance, meaning we don't find people who are successful, but they can't actually do something very well. And people always be like, well, what about Kim Kardashian? Well, actually, Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians are like beasts in marketing. They are. You might not like them, but they beasts. And they got a clothing store, and they got makeup, and they make money all the time. And I know it seems like they're not talented, but they're doing something right. They're doing something right. So the top part is the most important part. Networks drive success when success is not measurable. And likely we're in a kind of mix. There's likely that your career is going to have some objectable things that you can accomplish, but there's majority of it is going to be driven through your network, okay? Now, so we have to get good at what you care about, okay? You have to get good. You have to get very, very good, all right? You need to be in the top 15, 20% of your field in terms of how you perform. Okay, what do you want to do, sir? What do you want to do when you after school? Yes.
Not sure.
You're not sure? Okay, I'm sorry. I won't pick on you. Does anybody know? Anybody know for sure what they want to do? What you want to do?
I want to be a lawyer.
You want to be a lawyer. So what's like the objective, number? You might have like your case is won or something like that. You know what I mean? Like you got to be a beast or whatever you doing. And I didn't even throw in the fact that we, You know, so you got to be excellent anyway, or you should have that mindset either, you know, as a black and brown person in this country, you need to go hard, period. Okay. All right. Now let's get a guess. There's 3 things the science says makes people satisfied at work. Okay. Can anybody take a guess at some of these things? It's probably, you'll never guess. And this is important because we got to make sure that we actually like what we do, or we're actually getting fulfilled at work. We don't want to hate our lives. We spend a third of our lives at work. Okay. Does anybody know? Well, I mean, sorry. Does anybody want to take a guess?
Your position.
No. Yes, ma'am.
So it's just satisfied, like
Just satisfied. No. It wasn't even like top 3. Yes, ma'am.
Possibly being home early.
No. No.
Vacation.
Nope.
Like who's on your team? Your employees?
Nope.
Relationships?
Kinda. That's related. Yes.
The environment that you work in.
The environment is kind of related to the people. You're getting warmer. Yes. Co-workers. That's related. And you have one. And I'm gonna go ahead. Did you have somebody in the back? Okay. These are the 3 things, and I'm gonna go over 'em. Okay. The 3 things are autonomy. Autonomy means you get to choose your work. That means you choose who you work with, what projects you work on. Okay. Understand, you could do you could do something you like and not have autonomy and hate your job. Okay. Does that make sense? You have to have choice. Work with who you work with, who you want to work with the projects that you want to work on. Now, you may have to pay your dues, but overall, autonomy or choice makes people happy. Okay. Next one, purpose. That kind of relates to the people you work with, connecting. You want to work for the population. If you're a nurse, this nurse wants to work with babies. This nurse wants to work with hospice. Okay. That's their values. Work with the population, work in the purpose that you want. And then the third one is competence, meaning it feels good to be good at what you do. Okay. So I always give the example, who would enjoy basketball more? The person who can't even dribble the ball, or the person who can do a 360 windmill dunk? The person who can do a dunk probably enjoys basketball more because they can do more stuff. Does that make sense? So, I mean, we fall into this passion complex, but passion comes by being good at something. When you're good at something, you can really be passionate about it. Okay. So these are the 3 things we're seeking and to fulfill us. You got to have choice. You got to be good at what you do. And you got to have in some way related to who you are, purpose, either who you're working with or the population that you're serving. Very important. Okay. Time going by so fast. So we have to seek choice, purpose, and mastery. All right. Career capital. Career capital is anything that puts you in a better position to make a difference in the future, including skills, connections, credentials, and runaway. Okay. So there's a book by the name of David Epstein. Oh, let me explain this example first. Okay. So this is the 96 Bulls. Okay. 96 Bulls. And then you got the 2016 Cavaliers. Okay. Any LeBron fans in here? Couple? Okay. Anybody think LeBron is the greatest? Okay, good. All right. What this picture is showing, what I want to make a point is during this time in the NBA, you had specialists. Okay. That's the time. That's how the game was. Rodman, only thing he could do was play defense and rebound. That's it. Only thing MJ was asked to do was put the ball in the basket for the most part. Now, he decided to play defense, but to be honest, if he didn't want to play defense, he was still going to be the man, to be honest. That's just the competitive person he was. And then you got somebody like Pippen. Pippen is actually, he would keep playing any era because he actually could do anything. And now in today's age in basketball, they want you to kind of be everything. And the best player in the world is an expert generalist. He does everything average, better than average. He's the LeBron. The best thing he's probably exceptional at is getting the ball to the hoop. He can do that like nobody else. But other than that, he's not the best shooter. He's not the best in anything. But he's just an athlete. He can do everything. So he's so valuable when he leaves the team they suck so bad, okay? Because he's so integral to the company. Message. Okay, so this book by Dave Epstein, okay, called Range. And this book was life-changing for me because it let me know, for those people who didn't feel they had to be like so narrow, okay? Because believe it or not, me being a trainer, me being a chef, me being a counselor, it all affects how I edit video. It all affects that. And so with this book, it challenged the 10,000 hour rule. Have y'all heard of the 10,000 hour rule? 10,000 hours. You got to be 10,000 hours in order to be a beast in what you're doing. Well, what this book shows, that only applies to simple tasks like being good in golf, shooting a basketball, but it doesn't apply to complex things like being a video person where I have to learn lighting, audio, sound. I got to edit. I got to know how to direct somebody, camera. I got to know camera movement. I got to know how to sell, how to actually get in front of somebody and ask for money. So what the age of the specialist is actually ending. The person with the money will pay the specialist for their specialty, and then he will send them on. Okay? So now you have to be an expert generalist, and you just go look on Indeed. Go look at the job description. It's about this long. They want you to do this, and this. So what companies are looking for now is how to apply old knowledge to new situations. So do not box yourself in. Do all kind of stuff. Do all kind of stuff. I got a podcast. I'm shooting documentaries. I'm here at the SBLC. I don't work in education no more. What does this have to do? And if I can, if somebody give me the bag, I will be a public speaker talking about this because I think I'm good at it. I think somebody should pay me for it. Okay? So get a range of experiences. Kind of narrow it in your field, but don't box yourself in because you're going to be more valuable. You're going to be LeBron. Okay? So make sure that you remain valuable by getting breadth and depth in your career and field, okay? So challenge yourself to do some things that you're not comfortable doing, okay? So he said, like, life is like dating. You would not, I shouldn't say you wouldn't, I wouldn't. You probably, very few people marry before the age of 20. Why? Because you be like, I need to date, I need to find myself, I need to, kind of understand who I am. And that's kind of like how the career thing is. You don't want to narrow yourself in too soon. And the crazy thing is, we asking y'all to make a decision of what you want to do at 18. I'm here to tell you, when you're 28, you're going to be completely different. Because as a trainer, it was cool for me to wake up at 5 in the morning and train. Now my daughter's in the bed. So now I can't wake up and leave her. See what I'm saying? So values change. So don't get so caught up in the specific profession that you're going to be. You make sure you have a breadth of experience so that you can do whatever you need to do when you want to. Because studies show 20 to 40% of the jobs that are right now are going to leave. And you don't even know what you're going to be doing in 10 years because we don't even know what it was. Did anybody know what an app developer was 10 years ago? You know what I mean? That didn't even exist. So you can't worry about that. All you got to do is just stay getting a breadth of experience right now. So when the opportunity comes, you can apply your old knowledge to the new situation. Does that make sense? Okay, we gotta hurry up. Shoot, time I got. Who's going by fast? Okay, so here's some tips. Your first job is very important. That's the one where you may need to take an L. You may need to take an L. You may need to, go work for that company. I got a homeboy. He worked for Google and Apple. So it don't matter what he do no more. He got Google and Apple on the resume. Okay? If you're in business, you might go do that terrible, that's not that terrible, that enterprise training system. Like, anybody know about that? The enterprise, they always try to hire people. Pretty much all those people out there in that career fair, probably, it may not be the most glamorous, but it's like a heavy duty apprenticeship where you learn all these skills and it's hard. And that's the time to do it before you get kids and a lot of bills. Okay? But so, obtain positions that bring a healthy challenge. Leadership roles, committees, and projects at your job. Take leadership to get that experience, okay? When I was at my old high school, they just, bam, you're going to do the SAT and the PSAT. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. but I had to lie in the interview. I should say lie. I had to act like I could do it. And I did it. You know, that was a healthy challenge. Okay, consider reputation and performance. If you're gonna go, go work for somebody, hey, it may be cool to go to that company that's gonna teach you a lot of skills. So eventually, when you decide to go out on your own or go to a smaller company, you have that on your resume, okay? And then network with the right people in the organization is very important. That's what we call career capital, that you can kind of, based on the foundation that you built, you can go many different directions, okay? All right, so let me recap. In summary, we have to first understand our micro motives, okay? You got a homework assignment coming. It's called the Barrett Center Value Assessment, okay? It's gonna ask you to take 10 of those values, and then it's gonna ask you to cut 7 and choose 3. It's very hard to do, very hard. Then you're gonna understand your workforce trends. You're gonna take the test that I'm gonna send you, all right? Then from now on, you're always gonna focus on getting good at what you do. You wanna be a beast in what you are, whatever, however you can. And this is important, guys. You can't wait for a job to teach you. Wouldn't nobody hire me to do video? Nobody will hire me. So I hired myself, okay? I said to myself, my first year I said I'm gonna make 100 videos. So I just started vlogging and practicing my craft. And now the bag is coming. My phone is always ringing. So you have to create projects to practice on your own. You cannot wait for a company to come get you, okay? When you get the job, seek choice, purpose, and mastery, okay? And then we have to get a range of skill. Do not specialize too much. Don't specialize too much because you're in the threat of being eliminated, okay? All right, dang, man. Can we give him 5 minutes? I'm gonna skip these. All right, these are some big ones. Follow your passion. That shit don't work. Passion don't pay the bills. Okay? Passion don't pay the bills. And passion is a byproduct of getting good at what you do. Okay? It's an outcome, it's an output, not an input. Okay? There's a perfect career for me. No, it's not. It's not. College degree is enough. It's not. Money will make me happy. It won't. Completely. Studies show after you make like 80 after that, then, and I'm telling you, ask my friends who make 6 figures, they all stress. They all stress. But they like getting the bag while they can and they trying to leave. My boys at Facebook, my boys at Amazon, my boys in Deloitte Consulting, man, they making so much money and they all hate it. Not saying you will, but money's not everything. Talent is enough to be successful. We already know that networks also matter, okay? My career is a destination. That's not true. It's more like a journey, and it's flexible and it's malleable. And then finally, instead of asking, what can the workforce do for me? You need to be asking, what can I do for the world instead? What value can I bring to other people, okay? All right, take a picture of this link, y'all, because they're getting mad at me now. This is the homework assignment. It's bit.ly, create or die. I think that's it, right? Okay, yeah. All right, whew, man, that was tough. So again, it's just like a Google form. It has like your first name, last name, your email, and then I will send over the audio for this presentation, and then I will send the links to the micromotives exercise, the Barrett Center Value Assessment, and the Workforce of the Future Assessment. Did we good on that? Okay, because that's my contact. Okay, you good. Whew.
All right, get on the hand. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out and engaging and participating in this workshop this afternoon. And on behalf of SBSLC, we would like to thank you for your participation in the workshop on the 32nd Annual Southwestern Black Student Leadership Conference.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Like to treat you with some gifts.
Yes, sir. I love it. I have all these. I got all these. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. All right. I will stick around, y'all, for amount of time. If y'all have any questions, y'all can come and what's their next event? What's their next
break? Now I don't know if y'all going on break, but we going on break until 6. So please find y'all advisors, y'all coordinators, and figure out what's next.